Good evening, good afternoon, greetings of the All right, good evening, good afternoon, greetings of the day. I'm already seeing viewers from 15 countries, and we have over 200 registrations for our amazing session. And that is our live conversation with very young, inspiring leader, principal, Ms.Sumalini. But before that, I want to welcome each one of you. It's a beautiful month of October. We are nearing the Halloween. There are so many beautiful things coming up from, for us in India, it is Diwali. For you guys, there is Halloween. We celebrate Halloween too. And then we have Thanksgiving and not to miss Christmas. So this is one of my favorite seasons. This is Simran Balani, and I'm joining you live from Bangalore, India for CCE Finland. And we are in our part 2 of school development webinars. The last time we got together, we spoke about secrets of Finnish pedagogy, and we got an overwhelming response by our subscribers, by our members, by our students, by our leadership. And now, keeping up the promise, we are here to talk about Finnish pedagogy, the real-time implementation in a beautiful country like India, which is developing, and the students are its strengths. The students are the next leaders. Joining me today is a very, very young principal, Ms.Sumalini, and I would probably ask her to introduce and tell us more about what she is doing and what is her vision. And I know she walks the talk of developing global citizens, socially responsible global citizens. So a very warm welcome, Sumalini, and also a warm welcome to CCE Finland team here in India, in Finland, in US, and around the globe. To all our participants, if you're joining us now, a warm welcome. We are here to talk about implementation of Finnish pedagogy by a school leader who's going to tell us about her experiences. A warm welcome, Sumalini.
Thank you, Simran. Greetings of the day to the galaxy of intellectuals. I am Sumalini, Principal of Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education, Bengaluru, India, which offers students the very best of integrated learning experience and facilities in a holistic manner. May I now request Simran to kindly grant me permission to share my screen so that I can share my journey with the CCE.
Sure, Sumalini.
Thank you, Simran. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and we are glad that we took that single step. We had earlier heard a lot about Finnish education system, but we wanted to see it to believe it, because seeing is believing, isn't it? So we personally visited Finland in January 2020. We visited schools in Finland. We met teachers, principals, Kari, Herem Kulkarni, CCE team, and we were mighty impressed. I was determined to get this world's best education to our school, because I always believed that my children of Silicon City deserve nothing but the best. So when we embarked on collaboration, when we embarked upon the quest to seek the right global education partner who would further our vision, the CCE Finland checked all boxes as it met our vision and mission. Therefore, I consider this collaboration the best thing that could ever happen to Silicon City. So Team Silicon City collaborated with Council for Creative Education, CCE Finland, so that our students get access to the rich sources, support global opportunities to enhance our students' learning. Team CCE consists of experts from education, creativity, school curriculum, and research domain. And they enable our students to learn from and with the best. No wonder at Silicon City, children are the priority and change is the reality, and collaboration is the strategy what we have adopted.
That's nice to know, Sumalini, and your experience of visiting Finland and meeting the core team of CCE Finland, and then deciding to do the school development program and the real-time implementation of CCE Finland school development program in your school. So tell us a little bit about how the teachers' autonomy has come into picture, where the teachers are the deciding factor and we are empowering them, right? And talk to us about this whole buzz which is being created about your ECE Go Live and e-pedagogy courses. What's it all about?
Thank you, Simran. This is a fantabulous question. CCE provides tailor-made teacher trainings and school development programs, right from pre-primary to higher secondary school. So these programs are basically based on research and expertise from the Finnish universities and academia. Moreover, they also provide deep insights into Finnish education system. CCE Finland also offers bespoken professional and pedagogical development to our teachers to create unique and meaningful experiences for our children. Currently, the early years kindergarten team at Silicon City has successfully started implementing early childhood education curriculum, the Finnish way. After undergoing the live workshops, the training programs from CCE Finland's team on early education, Finnish pedagogy, integrated learning, spiral learning, brain development in early years, etc., we are delighted that the rote learning is replaced by hands-on activities, playway method, experiential learning, and an active learning environment is created. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that very soon our tiny tots of kindergarten will be publishing their own very storybooks. Thanks to Shireen Kulkarni and Simran Balani for guiding us through this amazing journey. We are also excited to present it before the parents. That is, the parent engagement workshop for the first time is being led by none other than our learned kindergarten teachers. They are the early childhood educators. So we are all geared up for the parent engagement workshop, which is coming up right away.
Sounds good. And how is the excitement in your kindergarten that you have actually started implementing just about 10 working days of Finnish pedagogy? Do you see this buzz and the excitement in children? Tell me more about how does it look when you visit the classrooms now?
Compared to the earlier, now my kindergarten sessions are a feast, indeed feast to our eyes to see. There's a lot of buzz that is happening in the classroom where the children are excited. They are happily expressing their views. They are interacting with the teacher, and they are loving the kind of playway method which we have created, the theme integration, the language integration. I must say it is amazing. You must understand that my entire kindergarten team has been revamped. There is a whole lot of excitement that goes into our kindergarten session now. They are very, very happy learners, I must say. So learning happens well when the child is happy, right? And we can see happy children because there's a lot of hands-on activities that is happening. There's a lot of playway method that has been integrated. Experiential learning is seen, and there is a lot of room for self-expression, which wasn't there earlier. So my kindergarten children are just loving it. Thanks to Team CCE.
Thank you so much. And it's so good to know that we are bringing in that creativity in education, in their learning, and nurturing them, for which they start looking to the classroom time, which they used to dread. I have often seen the parents that I work with, and once there is a go live happening, they say, my child is excited to log into the class and want to do different activities. They are loving the circle time that is happening. So yeah, I can imagine the bus with teachers and with your parents, and of course with the little ones. So moving along, Sumalini ma'am, would you also talk to me about the leadership program? And I know you enjoyed thoroughly being a part of that leadership program, Sumalini. And one of the strategies there was to talk about how you will implement the learnings. So let's talk a little bit about the PL101, the learnings from PL101, Sumalini.
Absolutely. Um, so regarding this leadership program, I was super excited to take up this pedagogical leadership course, and I did complete it in a great spirit. This course actually helped me with practical ways of learning, handling administration and pedagogical issues in the school. It actually made me think about my leadership style as well, which in turn helped me to develop the future high quality learning environment in my school. The speciality of this course is that it has a lot of practical case studies and scenarios which a leader needs to handle for developing high performing school. My takeaway from this leadership course is that the future school needs shared leadership and new ideas of student, teachers, active role, not just administratively managing the school as a principal. This course indeed transformed me from a mere principal to a world-class pedagogical leader. I would like to quote here, we cannot solve tomorrow's problems with yesterday's method. So we have to embrace change. We have to accept change. We have to change the ways of thinking, our ways of working, tools of working. So change requires a strong leadership and a great deal of shared thinking. So how did we bring about this change at Silicon City? First, I shared my vision with my team, and then we analyzed the current state. Then we estimated, envisaged the change in the current operating environment. And then we did a lot of brainstorming, and my team gave the commitment that is required to bring in the change. And we did a lot of work on the quality factors of creating a modern learning environment. It is about arrangement of spaces, designing of creative bookshelves, equipments like furniture. We designed it in such a way that it is cost effective, cost efficient, safe, easy to maintain, lightweight, flexible, ergonomically designed. We also worked on the lighting, acoustics, and aesthetics as well. And the rest is history, I must say. Thanks to Team CCE for bringing out the best in Team Silicon City.
Thank you, Sumalini. And I see that award, a beautiful award flashing out there. So much congratulations on that. And I believe we have Kari with us today. So Kari, would you want to talk about this beautiful concept of shared leadership in school education?
Hello, everybody. Nice to be with you here. And it was wonderful to hear Principal your ideas and your excitement, and that you've been so satisfied with the course that you've been, and I can clearly hear there are many fruits that have flourished from this and your own ideas. Shared leadership I experienced in my career. It was a very important thing because alone you can't manage all the heavy things going on working as a principal, and my biggest help and tool was my deputy principal, that I shared everything together in my daily work. And after that, the second biggest tool was the shared leadership in organizing team organization inside my school, where we engaged all teachers into taking responsibility. And this is, I see, the only possibility for a successful school, giving trust to teachers, giving also a responsibility to teachers, and in this way it takes away some heaviness from the principal's everyday work, and also it brings many new thinkers and idea bringers into the daily work, and shared leadership makes every teacher flourish in the organization, because they understand that they're an important part of the organization, and they have a word, or they have a voice that is heard in the organization. So I'm very happy to hear that in Silicon School you've started to do this kind of organization, and I'm sure that this also helps Sumali, the principal in the everyday work, because it's I can say it's a tough job, and doing it alone only kills you. So I'm very happy to hear of these things that you already implemented in your work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So well said, Kari, because only when this shared leadership is actually practiced, it leaves the time for the principal to, envision better things and bring that into practice. And also it gives a voice to the teachers. I believe so much into that, because that's when we come to know what creatively they can bring to the platform. And they not only are capable of taking the responsibility, but they are also accountable. They know that this is their baby and they need to really make it show. So a wonderful concept of PL 101, and so nicely implemented, because we believe in CCE Finland that our courses are more about how we are implementing into the classrooms and taking it all the way to the parents to see, well, you know what, when the teacher is doing a course, it is having a trickling effect on each student that she is working with in each classroom that's happening. So yeah, a very well said thing, Kari, and thank you so much for throwing these insights into this part. So Malini, as we move along, let's talk about the exam evaluation challenge project and how has that basically, transformed the way teachers looked at the exams. And it is just not about, we found out that there were some children who were lagging behind, but it was also how do we make it right for that children, not in the same method that we taught them, but more on the creative learning. So talk to us about the exam evaluation.
Absolutely. So here I am talking.
Sumalini, your voice is breaking. Sumalini, I can't hear you. You might have to go again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
It's breaking a little bit, and it's very low. And while Sumalini is trying to fix the audio at her end, we welcome questions from the audience. We have got many questions from you already, and we thank you for that. And if you have any more questions, do leave it in the YouTube or the Facebook chats. And do visit our website to know more about our school development programs and our programs for leaderships and teachers. If you would just want to probably put the volume a little on the higher end.
Okay.
Yeah. Sumalini, I can't hear you. Sorry. No problem. Take your time. Meanwhile, I take this opportunity to thank 356 live visitors over 12 different channels and from 12 countries. We are overwhelmed with your love and your attention. And thank you very much for being with us for the last webinar and this one. But please do remember, we have one more webinar coming up in the month of November or December. And there you would hear one of our other schools talking about what is the live ECE implementation for them being like. And we will hear it from the parents and the teachers. So Malini, are you good to go back? So Malini, I can't hear you still.
I think I suggest Sumalini to log out and log in again so that.
Yeah, Sumalini, would you kindly log out and log in again?
Yeah. So it will help. And so by that time, I think Hi, Simran. This is really going good. Maybe some technical glitches here and there are okay, which is not within our hand. But most interesting part is that, okay, now we can get a lot of questions. We are getting a lot of questions on the YouTube channel as well as on the Facebook channel. And one of the area which is here that how has been your Simran journey actually? Because first of all, I think today is the day that you have completed a journey with CCE Finland. So how has been your journey of developing Silicon together? So I think that would be interesting to know. That's a question by one of the teachers from Silicon only. Actually.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you so much. So today is a very special day for me and a very big milestone that I'm attending with CCE Finland. And I'm often asked, how is it working with CCE Finland? And I tell them that they walk the talk of creativity, not only with their schools, but with their team members also. So I get a lot of creative space to study a school, go in, and we very fondly call it as a creativity observation. So creativity observation of Silicon made me realize that it is a team of dedicated people, hardworking people. And any point of the day, you call them, you tell them there is this exciting assignment, and they respond back with the same excitement. So that when you start with a team like that, it is always awesome. And then, of course, we have some journey of unlearning to learn and make that creative space. And that's what we are doing with Silicon. And we started with a lot of different projects. Of course, first was to go to their school, physically visit, look at their classrooms and see how more we can make space in their classrooms for the children to learn creatively. And also looking at their learning spaces, especially the kindergarten, which is getting revamped right now with all the inputs from CCE Finland. So I thank Silicon's management for that. And the next step is, of course, early years are our fundamental years, right? So we talk to them about, what are the things that we are going to do in the early years and how do we bring in the Finnish pedagogy? So we call this project as Go Live. And we have started working on this Go Live project, and where the children are basically telling the teachers that, look, this is the circle time and this is the sequence that you're going to follow. And this is happening in the span of 15 days. And we're like, wow. So there is a lot of space and creativity space, I would say, where the children are coming up and talking to teachers and interacting. And this is what the Finnish early years is about. It is about theme integration. It is about spiral learning, but more importantly, how the little one is interacting. And Hiram, there is 150 years of research behind the early years. And we always at CCE Finland start with that to make sure that the fundamental base is right. But yet we have not forgotten our higher grades. So we are doing a lot of projects, very interesting projects with them on STEM, and which will go directly to parents very soon. So Silicon parents, you will be visiting school more often, meeting us, meeting your teachers, who will walk you through of how a CCE Finland's course is just not a course. It goes back into the classroom. It is a live implementation and comes to the parent, and where your students are telling you what helped them because the teacher had done this creative course. So yeah, it is going very good. We are into the phase 1, and we are so excitedly looking forward to the phase 2, which will see student-led conferences, teacher-led conferences, and our little ones also doing their own student-led conferences. So yeah, it's going good, Hiram. Thanks for the question.
Super. And now I think Sumalini is back.
So okay, all right, sounds good. Sumalini, are you back?
Super. Yes. Sumalini, I think there is some problem with her. Sumalini, you may need to check your microphone. There is audio, but actually it is not so clear actually.
Yeah, it is quite feeble. I think we have one more login coming in for Sumalini. Maybe from that she can start.
Yeah. So I think.
So I really thank our audience who is with us from so many countries and who is waiting patiently for Sumalini to unveil what is the next exciting part of her journey with CCE Finland. And she will talk to us about modern learning spaces. And yes, this modern learning space is now open for parents to come for a tour, bring your child, but this is only with an appointment. So talk to Silicon admin staff. You can also go onto their website, log in, make an appointment. And this is one tour of this modern learning space that your child shouldn't miss. Whether you're at Silicon, are you going to take an admission at Silicon? Doesn't matter, but do come back to Silicon and experience this Silicon modern learning space. Sumalini, is it working for you now?
Are you able to hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Super.
Okay, wonderful. All right.
Sumalini, can I see you also? Is your camera on? All right, beautiful.
Okay,
Great.
so quickly I will be sharing my screen now.
Sure.
Thank you for waiting for me patiently. I appreciate your patience and sorry for the technical glitch.
No worries at all. We were talking about Silicon's journey for phase 1, and now the next floor is yours.
So under the able guidance of Mr. Heram Kulkarni and Simran Balani, our teachers and vice principal have handpicked 5 most questions and concepts which our students found challenging in the last year's final exam. Firstly, the teachers researched to check whether these challenges are real time or not, according to the development of the child. Secondly, what kind of tools or activities the teachers can use to engage students in their classes. For example, an action plan or an improvement method can be like connecting games to math or hands-on activities, pre-reading, pre-writing skills for pre-primary students. Now the question arises, why was this exercise done? Why exam evaluation? So this was an interesting exercise which we did, and the data analysis was done. So as a teacher, I will come to know that this is a change that I did from the last year to this year in my teaching methods, my process of delivering my assessments, getting feedback from the students, and how my children can learn better, and they can easily overcome or resolve the exam evaluation challenges. I'm sure you will all agree that skills that are acquired is more important than the grades. So we assume that by creating, all our issues will be resolved. But by using the creative methods, we are actually increasing the interest level of the child. To convert that interest into the practical intellect, we need a process. And for that, we need exam evaluation. So this exam evaluation actually will make interest to intellect transition. So when we did this exam evaluation, we captured the data, and the findings were actually an eye-opener for all of us. Students didn't perform well in math. For example, 75% of the students didn't get a simple question like draw and shade 1/3 of a fraction. Can you all guess why? What might be the reason why the students couldn't get this simple question right? The reason is not that the concepts were not clear. They didn't know about fractions or they didn't practice well, but it is because of the reading comprehension. Many students didn't actually understand the term 1/3. That's why students couldn't answer it. So the English language is the most important part because our entry to the world of knowledge goes through the language. So let's see another example. If you give a student 1 + 1 = 2, effortlessly students are able to answer it because it is a simple arithmetic operation. But the same thing when you say that there are 6 cars and then there are 4 people into it, and total how many students, how many people are there, and also many times children unable to comprehend. So this exam evaluation exercise actually tells us that the English language comprehension skills needs to be improved on. So first, we must acknowledge the problem in order to solve the problem, right? I'm sure you will all agree with me. So the solution we came up to resolve this problem was to create a robust reading culture in our school. Reading habit has to be inculcated at a very young age. I'm sure you all are aware of it. So to create a thriving reading culture in our school, we have created an environment where reading is valued, promoted, and actively encouraged. So under the guidance of Academic Chairman, Dr. K.S. Samir Sima sir, Secretary, and with my amazing team, we have transformed our traditional library into a modern learning space. That means our school library is no longer a place that is dominated by the shelves of books. Here we have at the left-hand corner, you can see how our traditional library was. And now on the right-hand side, you can see how we have transformed it into a modern learning space. So this modern learning space is now an active learning space where students learn, plan, discover, design, research, create, and collaborate. Thanks to Team CCE, it is a learning hub now, a place where creativity is encouraged. Getting children excited about learning to read through games and interaction is our aim.
And this is one of my favorite places when I come to your Silicon, Sumalini, and it has a very beautiful, positive vibe. It is welcoming, especially for the little ones, and it gives them a lot of different variety of things to experience. It is just not books. They could be with books. They could come back, play with the puzzle, learn about the map, which is right there, and they are in the geography section. When they move to history, the whole environment changes for them. And yet they are in this open, beautiful, welcoming space. Very, very well done, Team Silicon and Sumalini. Exceptionally done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have different learning stations at our modern learning space. So students have a lot of opportunity for not only to read, but to create, to construct, to collaborate. So that's, I think, indeed a wonderful place for students to learn, share, and grow. So here I would like to share a short video about our learning space. Hi everyone. This is Sumalini, Silicon City School Principal, wholeheartedly welcomes you to the modern learning space. Unlike the traditional libraries at modern learning space, we focus on readers. So here we have library which focuses not only on the books, but on the readers. And it is a place where students can discover, learn, they can have fun, they can explore, play, reflect, research, try new things, connect, and succeed. At Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education, we believe our students can become socially responsible global citizens. Yes, you heard it right. We want our students to become global leaders. And in order to become global leaders, children at Silicon City read to lead.
It is indeed one of its kind, and I had a splendid learning experience.
This modern learning space is incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed all the activities here.
I am amazed by the new looks of our library. It's child-friendly, colorful, and excellent ambience. I loved it. Thank you. It's mind-blowing and amazing. Hi friends, do you know that in our school library, I not only read books but I played lot of games. Do you also want to play? Then what are you waiting for? Come and visit our school library today.
This is so incredible, Sumalini. You must be so proud of yourself and the team that has dedicatedly worked on this. And this is a beautiful example of what you learned in your leadership and you have brought it to life. Kudos, all the best. So wonderfully done. If I was in the room full of real audience, we would not be stopping to clap for some few seconds. Hats off to you for bringing this to life. And I'm so glad that you have opened up for people to come and see what it is really like to have this kind of a Finnish education system in the heart of Bangalore and to experience something like that. And I'm sure the parents are waiting for their turn to make an appointment. Now, at this point in time, I would also want you to reflect of how was this journey when you were transforming your strategy that you had discussed in PL 101 and bringing it to life in your school. If you could please stop sharing and you could talk to us about that.
So, ma'am, as I have mentioned to you earlier, okay, we have an amazing team at Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education, right from the coordinators to HODs to our assistant coordinators. So all of us work towards the single goal, that is to deliver the best for the children. And that happens when all of us are committed to the work, right? So we had a wonderful strategy in place where it was like a shared vision, okay? And everyone came in together, brainstormed and said, ma'am, I think if you put this in, this will really work. If you add this learning station, like audiovisual learning station in this, children will thoroughly enjoy it. Then the kindergarten team came up and then said, ma'am, if you have fun-filled activities, then that will be awesome. Children would love it. So there's going to be a wow factor if you add these learning stations. So I would suggest that, you know, if you want to make your dreams come true, your vision, turn your vision into reality, you all have to work together, because alone we can do very little and together we can achieve a lot.
Absolutely. So well said. Kari, did you like how this modern learning space, is Kari with us? I can see him. So what is your reaction when you're really seeing this happening right in India?
No, it looked really great. And I think we discussed in the very beginning of this project that the one idea is that the library is the heart of the school. And I think Sumalini has just implemented that in a very wonderful way, seeing the joy of the children, the students, when they were presenting and how proud they were about the library. The library actually is it's such a useful place for, like you've already done, for a place for experimenting, for working together, collaboration. That's one of the best places. I just have to tell you, once earlier in the years, when Nokia was still a big mobile phone company in Finland, and it was a big part of the Finnish economy, it was asked, the chief of Nokia was asked, what is the most important thing that they're searching for in that the people should, what skill they should have? And he answered collaboration. Collaboration skills are most important for fruitful future. And I think the library is a wonderful place for practicing this this skill, because it's not an easy skill. And so, Sumalini, I think you've learned that also with your staff, that collaboration is not an easy thing to do, because yes, in my experience, when you start a new project, you can divide the staff into three groups. One extremely excited about it, one group saying, okay, let's try it, and then the third group who pulls the brake on, and we don't want to do anything. I don't know what it is. I just want to do the old traditional thing. And you have to fight with these three groups together and try to find consensus. And I think, Sumalini, you've learned quite a lot through this experience and got your team to do these new things in your school. And that's an extremely wonderful thing. And I think it also prizes you in your mind of finding success. It's small steps, it's slow steps, but I think you already leaped very many big steps in your working during this session. And still talking about the library, reading skills are the heart of learning skills, like you've noticed in the mathematics teaching. You need reading also as a joy, and when you build your library, bringing the much good literature for the children to read, reading together, working together in the library, I think you're doing just the right thing over there. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Kari.
And I think the Kari, this is the change what she has done in the last, because I was in Silicon in the month of June, am I right? On 17th of June, I was in the Silicon in Bangalore. And I was sitting in the same library. I didn't know that within a short time, she would be able to really make the change. And in that, actually, she mentioned me this part, that this is my vision, that how well, and this exam evaluation and how we use the exams to get a feedback for the school, for ourselves. This is a pretty much excellent example. And when Sumalini and also Ravi sir was here in last January 2020, just 1 month before the lockdown start here, actually, they have seen the libraries in Finland. And one of the part, actually, in fact, we had done the workshop in the library in the city center of Helsinki, actually. So that was the impact that was there. And she really translated her ideas into the reality, and that's what is there. So I think people may see this kind of a flamboyant lecture, what we are showcasing this part, but this is what the people have done on the ground. Guys, it's very difficult to take anything onto the reality. You can talk a lot, but it's difficult to walk. And this is what I think, Sumalini, I congratulate you for this. Very, very, very good job. Very good job. And also I congratulate the entire Silicon team, including Ravi sir and Dr. Samir Simha. He's a great leader, actually. He's a great educator altogether, actually. So, superb.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Hiram. I must say the credit goes to my team, Silicon City. Without their support and cooperation, I alone wouldn't have been possible for me to achieve something as remarkable as the modern learning space. Because we all believed at Silicon City that reading is a gateway for children that makes all other learnings possible. And in order to build skills for success, we need to inculcate this reading habit in children. And you know what better place than library, because libraries play a very crucial role in building not only schools, but communities, isn't it? Right? So with the partnership of CCE, our children have really geared up to go places, I must say. You know, we are bringing them with a lot of skill sets that is required. For example, the 21st century learning skills, which Kari was talking about, like critical thinking, decision making, collaboration, communication. So all these things we are making sure that our children are ready for the future, because a learner with Silicon City is a learner who is future ready. So we are very glad to have partnered with CCE Finland, and we are very happy that at Silicon City, we are nurturing happy, creative, and socially responsible citizens, because our country needs children who are active and innovative citizens, confident, creative citizens, multi-skilled, and lifelong learners.
Yeah, Sumalini, I think there is one question onto the YouTube that where is this school located? So I think people are interested in coming to your school. So please tell the address for the school, and I think you can share the more information, and also tell how they can be able to visit the school, what protocols in this new normal they have to follow.
Okay, so I'm very glad to let you all know that Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education is located in a serene green environment in a southern part of Bengaluru city, Bangalore, South India. We will be sharing the phone number with you in the chat. You can connect with us, and I am sharing the school website for more details. You can log into our website and you will get all the information. With a prior appointment, you can also visit our modern learning space tour. And we will be very glad to have you in the school. We are looking forward to having you all because during this pandemic also, the learning was unstoppable. I must tell you, my teachers have put in and day out. They have worked round the clock to make sure that the learning experience, the virtual learning experience is truly a meaningful learning experience, not just, playing some videos or anything. So Team Silicon City rocks, east or west, Team Silicon City is the best. We are very happy to make a difference in your students, your kids' life. So if you want your child to be a global leader, then look nowhere. Silicon City is the place where you need to visit. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumalini, and I appreciate the confidence and the invitation. And I'm sure the parents are going to make an appointment the first chance they get so that they visit this and experience. I think that's why we named the title of this webinar was Walking the Talk. So that statement says a lot. Yeah, when you say walking the talk, there's a lot that has gone in the background to have that such a solid statement that you come up and see the work that has gone. So it is just not about one partnership or one day interaction and suddenly miraculously this whole thing has happened. This modern learning space, this exam evaluation, this go live, this parent workshops are all interconnected to a long-term goal. So that's why when we at CCE Finland design a program or design a conference or design a webinar, we are very careful of the taglines. When we said secret of Finnish pedagogy, we really did share some secrets. And when we say walking the talk, we mean that because that's what we are doing at CCE Finland. So I thank all our 500 plus audience from 15 countries. We are so proud to have you. And all the educators, all the school leaders. I know there are many school leaders watching us today, and this could be your inspiration story. And for your school, do reach out to us. We're more than happy to sit and talk. I am Simran Balani signing off from Bangalore, India, with my team in Tampere, Finland, and Sumalini from Silicon City. And we will see you soon again in our next webinar series on School Leaders Talk. Thank you once again. Have a happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, happy Diwali, and Merry Christmas. But we will see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you once again, Simran. Thank you, CCE team. Thank you, all the participants. We thoroughly enjoyed your presence. Thank you for your kind attention and patience. Thank you, Kari. See you. Bye. Happy festival to everyone.
Thank you so much. Do a great job.